Hello, everyone, and welcome to our products training today. I'm Spencer Muse. I'll be your host, sales director here in Australia, New Zealand, and I can't tell you how excited I am to spend a little lunchtime with you as we learn a little bit more about the Copaiba soft gel. Before we get started, I just wanted to thank you for being here and for coming to learn a little bit more around the science and the how-to, the DIY of this amazing product. Something that we're really excited about throughout this year is we have some amazing opportunities to learn the science and the backing of our essential oils. And with that, we are using our president, Will Halterman, and some product specialists like Jess, who we'll see in a little bit. So please just give yourself a pat on the back for being amazing and showing up. We're so grateful for you. Now, before we get started and Will gets into the greatness of this, I just want to let you know about a little secret that's just launched. And the secret is we are doing a flash sale of Copaiba soft gels right now. We just launched. You guys are the first ones to know about this awesome flash sale. So I know that lots of you are great multitaskers. So as you're learning the science behind this and the how-to from Jess, please put that in the back of your mind. I'll remind you at the very end of this training again. But the flash sale is live, and that will go through March 7th at 11:59 p.m. AE time. So, we're so excited. And trust me, by the end of this, you're gonna want all the soft gels. You're just gonna want them all. So Will, thank you for putting in the homework and prepping to share a lot of information on this. Welcome to our product training.
Thank you very much, Spencer. I appreciate that. And I appreciate being here with everybody too. This is always one of my favorite things to do, is share a little bit of information, share my thoughts on essential oils, and particularly on Copaiba this time. Copaiba is really one of the absolute best oils you can possibly have. There is no question in my mind that Copaiba is an absolute necessity in everybody's home. And I have, quite honestly, if you have a home first aid kit and you do not have Copaiba, either the essential oils or the soft gels or both in your home first aid kit, then your home first aid kit, simply put, is not complete. You need to have this product because of the way it addresses inflammation and the way it addresses skin health and wound healing and such. It is absolutely imperative that you have this product as part of a home first aid kit. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that and why it's such a key product, why it's so important to have this in your homes. The first thing I want to do, though, is because we have lots of people on the call today who maybe have not been with us before for a product training or who are new to dōTERRA. I just want to introduce dōTERRA a little bit. Talk a little bit about who we are as a company. We are the largest producer of essential oil and the largest seller of essential oils in the world, full stop. It really is that simple. We do more research on essential oils. We do more investigations into essential oils. We sell more essential oil than literally anybody else on earth. And as a result, we know more about essential oils, and we're comfortable with advising on how essential oils work, not just to all of you, but to doctors and to specialists around the world. This is something that is really near and dear to our heart, and we're very passionate about what we do and about, like I say, essential oils specifically. Our purpose doTERRA's purpose is to intentionally source healing gifts of the earth, essential oils, enriching every single life we touch. Okay, we empower people and communities in their pursuit of self-reliance through our co-impact sourcing model of sourcing essential oils. We break the cycles of human suffering and poverty as our business expands by helping more people have work, okay, and by helping through our co-impact sourcing more growers to provide and produce oils, the highest quality oils in the world. We advocate and educate to empower everyone with these natural wellness solutions, which is what we're going to be doing today. And we advance science and the innovative use of essential oils. So we're going to talk a lot about that science today. And Jess, at the end here, we'll be talking about the use of essential oils. So this is really what doTERRA's purpose is. This is who we are. This is our mission, if you will, okay? And so I just wanted to share a little bit about that. Now, what are essential oils? Let's kind of break it down a little bit. For those of you, again, who have not had the opportunity to be with us previously, we're going to talk a little bit about what essential oils are. Essential oils, very simply, are highly concentrated volatile compounds from plants, particularly aromatic plants. Not every plant on earth produces an essential oil, but all aromatic plants do, because that's what creates the lovely aroma. Some plants produce more essential oils, some plants produce less essential oils, but all aromatic plants do produce essential oils. As I mentioned, they are highly concentrated compounds, which means they have a very high density of different molecular compounds. They have a high density of different chemical compounds, so they're very, very powerful. In fact, it takes 10,000 roses, okay, we're talking from a concentration level, it takes over 10,000 roses to make one single 5 ml bottle of rose oil, okay? It takes over 7 tons of Melissa, also called lemon balm, but over 7 tons of Melissa to make 1 kilo of essential oil. And 1 drop of peppermint, if you were to have a single drop of peppermint essential oil, that's the equivalent peppermint that you would receive in 28 cups of peppermint tea. You know, when I first started with essential oils, first started investigating essential oils almost 20 years ago, you know, I made some profound mistakes when using by overdoing the peppermint a little bit, not realizing that it was so powerful. And, you know, it's just amazing the kind of effect that these essential oils can have, okay? A single drop in a bottle of water is amazing way to be able to get peppermint or lemon or different types of oils, okay? The image that you see on the side are actually some of the oil sacs, and what they do is each plant, aromatic plant, produces little sacs of oil, little corpuscles, if you will, on the outside and the external leaves and petals of flowers and plants that produce these essential oils, and where the essential oils are stored. From that point, then they're usually steam distilled. Okay, so you run steam through it, that breaks open the sacs, carries the essential oil out, you drain the water off, you collect the essential oil, and that's really all it takes. It's kind of a simple science if you think about it, but it takes a lot of attention to get it right and to make sure that you have the absolute purest essential oils on earth. That is absolutely key to understand that, because any essential oil you put on yourself or put into yourself has to be absolutely pure, okay? If anything else, if it contains any other pesticides or herbicide residues, all that's going to be ingested with the oils. So you have to make sure that they're absolutely pure. Now, today specifically, we're going to be talking about Copaiba essential oil. And so that you're aware, Copaiba comes from South America. It comes predominantly from Brazil, actually, where it grows and is wild crafted. We don't grow big orchards or groves or anything of Copaiba oil. It's all wild crafted. And what's great about it, actually, is that it's sustainably harvested. So you don't actually have to cut down the tree and grind it up, you know, to try to extract the oils out of it. What happens is when the tree grows, you simply tap the tree, collect the resin from the tree, and then distill that into your essential oil. And yeah, it's wonderful because it allows communities out in the Amazon rainforest to be able to go out and collect copaiba oil, provide it back to us without damaging that very sensitive ecological system in the Amazon. So it's really important, I think, to understand that. Has a beautiful, woody, spicy aroma. For those of you who like more woody, woody smells and woody aromas, copaiba, it's just an absolutely beautiful oil. I absolutely love this one. Has a little bit of maybe black pepper aroma to it, along with kind of a woodiness. Perfect for aromatic use, perfect for putting in a diffuser, actually, or even applying topically. One of the ways that we have suggested using essential oils, or using copaiba oil, actually, is to put it with a little bit of a carrier oil, or even with a bit of moisturizer. Get a nice clean moisturizer, put a drop of copaiba in it, and then apply that to your face. And it actually just works miracles for your skin and complexion. As I mentioned, you can diffuse it as well. That helps clear your airways and clear a lot of the mucus buildup, a lot of congestion, but also actually helps address inflammation in your airways. Okay. And for those of you who are asthmatic, or maybe know somebody, or who have asthmatic children, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Where lungs become very inflamed and it becomes difficult to impossible to breathe. This actually helps address that inflammation if you diffuse it. So again, I'm not trying to say that this is the perfect asthma remedy. There is no such thing, but this will help. Okay, and we can actually look at some information here in just a minute. I'll take you to some studies, some clinical studies that have shown this. We also want to talk, though, about Copaiba soft gels. As Spencer mentioned, we have a flash sale of the Copaiba soft gels going on right now. This is a product you absolutely need. Okay, again, if you don't have it in your home first aid kit, if you don't have it in your bathroom or your medicine closet right now, get it and get it into your home, because this is such a powerful product where inflammation is concerned. Okay. It's traditionally used. It's actually registered with the on the Australian Register of Therapeutic Goods. So it's registered through the TGA as a complementary medicine. It is used in Western medicine. I'm just going to tell you exactly what it was registered as, to relieve bronchial congestion, which I just mentioned. The soft gels help support urinary tract health. They help relieve inflammation. They're traditionally used in Western medicine to relieve symptoms of medically diagnosed cystitis. Okay, if you suffer from cystitis. They're used in South American medicine to address aches and pains, joint aches and pains, specifically attributed to arthritis. Okay. And that is, again, I'll show you some studies about that, but it's just key to understand how powerful this product is, so that you can have it to address these common ailments, okay, and these common conditions that we're all faced with. Okay. The first study here I just wanted to share with you is talking about copaiba essential oil, suppressing inflammation in asthmatic lungs. All right. I mentioned asthma earlier, and I mentioned lung congestion or lung inflammation. Ultimately, that's a big part of what asthma is. You know, growing up, my brother suffered from asthma. And I remember numerous nights where my parents had to take him into a hospital at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because he's suffering an asthma attack. And it's heartbreaking to watch family have to go through that. Okay. Again, this is not a cure for asthma. There are no cures for asthma, unfortunately, but this will help. This helps address the inflammation that builds up in the lungs. So if you just take the essential oil that I mentioned earlier, put a little bit into a diffuser, it can actually help with that bronchial inflammation, with that lung inflammation. Okay, I'll just read what I have highlighted in this study, where it talks about copaiba oil suppresses inflammation in asthmatic lungs. Asthma is a chronic inflammatory disease that represents high hospitalizations and deaths in the world. Copaiba oil is popularly used for relieving asthma symptoms and has already been shown to be effective in many inflammation models. Going down to the bottom of the study, I won't bore you with all the other jargon in the middle, but it says histopathological and morphometric analysis confirm that Copaiba oil significantly reduced the numbers of inflammatory infiltrate in lung tissue, including in the parenchyma area. Our results indicate that Copaiba oil has an effective in vivo anti-asthmatic effect. Again, not a remedy, but will certainly help. Okay, something that can help. Now, beta-caryophyllene is the main component of Copaiba oil. And I'm going to get to that in just a second, okay? But this kind of goes into Copaiba oil overall, where it talks about, this study here talks about beta-caryophyllene as the major constituent of Copaiba oil, reduces systemic inflammation as well. Beta-caryophyllene did not modify the hepatic morphology, so it did not change the liver structure or was not toxic to the liver, and metabolism in healthy rats. These results reveal that beta-caryophyllene improves the systemic inflammation and oxidative status of arthritic rats. In addition, was not associated with hepatotoxicity or liver toxicity at all. Okay, and I think that's key to understand here, that it is amazing for arthritis, okay, and for arthritic inflammation. So rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, okay, where inflammation causes so much pain and difficulty and challenges. Use essential oils. Just apply the essential oil directly to the affected area, or as I mentioned, take the soft gel so that you can get the benefits of Copaiba internally. Just to tell a quick story on that, long time ago when I was much younger, and putting myself through university, I used to work in a construction crew over the summers to be able to earn enough money to pay for my university studies. When I was on one of those crews, being the youngest person on the job, I always got the worst jobs, as you can imagine. So I was asked one time to remove some concrete from an area where we were installing a floor safe. And I didn't have any power tools to remove it with. I was given instead a very large hammer and a chisel and asked just to start knocking the concrete out. About halfway through knocking the concrete out, I managed to put a lot of force into that hammer and hit my hand, just straight onto that knuckle. And you can see today, I know it's probably kind of small on your screen, but I have a scar that runs across the top of my first knuckle on my left hand. That's where I hit my hand with that hammer and broke all of those knuckles right across my hand. To this day, my left hand, I have challenges with my left hand. I can't grip with it very well. When weather changes, it is extremely painful along these knuckles where I broke my hand. Okay. I live for Copaiba in those times, because Copaiba actually addresses, it is the only essential oil, to be honest, that I have found that actually addresses that pain and that inflammation that I get in my left hand. It still makes it difficult for me to grip things with my left hand, but I can feel a lot of relief by using Copaiba oil directly on those knuckles. So let's talk a little bit about beta-caryophyllene. Beta-caryophyllene, as I mentioned, is the main component of Copaiba essential oil. It makes up about 46%, about 46 to 50%, roughly, right in that area, of the total Copaiba oil. All right. So it is the essential oil actually with the highest concentrate of beta-caryophyllene of any of the essential oils. As a comparison, some essential oils like clove, which are also very high in beta-caryophyllene, only has like 12% beta-caryophyllene. Oregano only has 10% beta-caryophyllene. Black pepper, I mentioned that kind of peppery aroma. Well, beta-caryophyllene is the primary component that gives black pepper its characteristic smell, yet it only has 7% beta-caryophyllene in it. Okay. The one non-essential oil that I will show here is cannabis sativa. Many of you will know that as marijuana. Marijuana has 30% beta-caryophyllene. It is high in beta-caryophyllene, but it is not even close to what Copaiba has. Okay. Now I bring up cannabis sativa for a reason. It's not something that I advocate using at all. I'm not into that, and certainly wouldn't endorse any kind of drug use. But having said that, beta-caryophyllene is extremely important because it affects the cannabinoid system in the body. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a second. Beta-caryophyllene is a sesquiterpene. It's a key sesquiterpene. Now, what is a sesquiterpene? Many people have heard that sesquiterpenes are good for us. They make up a large component of the molecular structure of essential oils. But sesquiterpenes are really important to understand, okay? Because they are one of the largest molecule structures that the body can still readily absorb. Yet they can be large enough, okay, they're large enough to kind of form a backbone, if you will, for very complex molecules, but still small enough for your body to be able to readily absorb them. In fact, they're small enough that studies have shown that they actually pass through or cross through the blood-brain barrier. But they're about the largest molecule that can do so. There are larger molecules such as diterpenes, triterpenes, but they're so large that the body has difficulty absorbing them, okay, and utilizing them within our system. So monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes, those are actually key molecule structures to understand. As I mentioned, what makes a sesquiterpene is 3 different isoprene units. And an isoprene unit is simply made up of 5 different carbon atoms, okay, and hydrogen atoms, typically around 5 to 8 hydrogen atoms, okay? So now imagine putting 3 of those together, and that's where you get a sesquiterpene. It forms basically a skeleton. As you start adding other molecules or restructuring the carbon and hydrogen atoms, you find different profound benefits that your body can take. It completely changes the effect of the molecule itself. Okay, as I mentioned, sesquiterpene, beta-caryophyllene as a sesquiterpene supports healthy inflammatory response. It supports a restful sleep. All sesquiterpenes are very calming. Okay, they are very relaxing. They are they help with mood function, okay, and helping ground us. That's all what sesquiterpenes do. So they help reduce anxiousness and feelings of depression and stress, all right? All of which are very common in society today, but again, can be addressed through beta-caryophyllene and specifically through essential oils that are high in sesquiterpenes. Now, what's great about beta-caryophyllene is that it selectively activates cannabinoid receptor number 2, okay, in the endocannabinoid system. And I mentioned that, I know, just a minute ago here, the endocannabinoid system, but what is the endocannabinoid system? Let's look at that for just a second here. And this, I know we're really drilling down into the, really getting down into the weeds with this. So I hope you follow me. When Jess comes on, she's going to have much more fun things to share, I'm sure. But the endocannabinoid system is a very complex system of specialized proteins that attach or that reside in the cell membranes in your body, okay? And these proteins serve as receptors and signalers for your cells to be able to function in certain ways, okay? It's a very important part of your cell signaling system. They're made up of at least 2 different receptor types, CB1 and CB2, okay? Cannabinoid receptor 1 and cannabinoid receptor 2. The primary function of the endocannabinoid system as a whole is to maintain homeostasis within the body. And homeostasis simply means balance. So it's to maintain balance in your body, to make sure that your body is functioning the way your body is meant to function. All right. It helps regulate mood, as I mentioned. It helps regulate sleep. Again, that restfulness that I mentioned. It actually helps regulate your memory as well. Helps regulate your appetite. Get really hungry, that's your endocannabinoid system kicking in, telling you, hey, you need food. There are so many different things that are regulated by the endocannabinoid system and these different signaling proteins that are in the cell membranes. Now, it's important to understand the difference, though, between CB1 and CB2. CB1 controls things like motor activity, but it also controls things like euphoria. It controls things like, well, I mentioned appetite, but it controls things like pain reception and so on. I mentioned cannabis sativa, marijuana earlier. If you're using that, that has a direct impact on CB1. Okay, that's why when you use cannabis, you get that high. Okay, you get that sense of euphoria, that floating, you don't feel pain, that kind of a thing. Okay, and that's what we don't want. All right, we don't want to go down that road, because we want to be in control of our faculties. We want to make sure that we are, that our body is functioning at its best. CB2, on the other hand, that's what we do want to be able to modulate, because that controls so many other functions within the body that I've already mentioned, including skin health, respiratory tract, our immune system, bone health, and so on. Now, cannabinoid receptor 2, what's great about beta-caryophyllene and cannabinoid receptor 2, okay, let's put these two together, is that beta-caryophyllene selectively activates the cannabinoid receptor 2, CB2. Okay, it is not psychogenic, and it does not activate CB1. So if you're taking Copaiba, like the soft gels, for example, it's not going to give you a high. You're not going to get that, marijuana high kind of a thing. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to activate, though, CB2, so that we can address those areas that are most impacted by that signaling mechanism, by the cannabinoid receptor 2 signaling mechanism. CB2 receptors serve as a braking mechanism for inflammation. All right. So when we talk about Copaiba being good or affecting or reducing inflammation, it's because the beta-caryophyllene in the Copaiba oil is telling the CB receptor 2, hey, we need to put the stop on inflammation here. And then that receptor tells the cell, hey, let's stop the inflammation. Let's control the inflammation from that point. Control the release of cytokines and the other chemical components that would create inflammation. CB receptors 2 also help modulate gastrointestinal inflammation. So imagine, all those gastrointestinal issues that we have that are caused by inflammation, like IBS. Okay, again, CB receptor 2 helps modulate all of that. Helps modulate skin cell replacement. Helps promote bone health. All right, all of that is controlled by your CB receptor 2. Okay, and hence beta-caryophyllene modulating CB2, okay, is what is creating, or is what is promoting homeostasis within your body, that sense of balance. Okay. Oops, there we go. Go to my study here, and I apologize, I've only got one more study after this. This comes from the British Journal of Pharmacology, though, where it talks about cannabinoid CB2 receptor, okay, in the gastrointestinal tract. So these are the CB2 in your gastrointestinal tract. This study here talks about how it serves as a regulatory system to your states of inflammation. This review of our current knowledge of CB2 receptors in the gastrointestinal tract highlights its role in regulating abnormal motility, modulating intestinal inflammation, and limiting visceral sensitivity and pain within your gut. Okay, so it has a huge impact on modulating pain and modulating that inflammation that is created within your gut. Let's look at another, and this study here. Now, I just want to qualify this one by saying this one's not a third-party study. This one was conducted by dōTERRA. And what dōTERRA found out by conducting this study is that if you take Copaiba oil and mix it with the aromatherapy or the aromatherapy hand technique, okay, that it will actually have a significant impact on pain where arthritis is concerned. If you look at the results of this study, it shows that participants treated with essential oil preparation required significantly less time to complete dexterity tasks. Remember my left hand, okay? And showed about 50% decrease in pain scores, increased finger strength, and significantly increased angle of maximum flexion compared to subjects treated with just coconut oil, so a placebo. The aromatherapy hand technique mixed with Copaiba oil, and deep blue or ice blue have ameliorative effects on hand arthritis. Okay. Like I say, this was a study that was conducted by dōTERRA to show this, but I am a personal example of it as well. And this is something, I just share that it is something I hold near and dear to my heart, okay, because it is so personal, because I've actually seen the effect of it. So just to recap very quickly, all right, Copaiba selectively activates cannabinoid receptor number 2 to address and modulate inflammation. It's traditionally used to address and relieve bronchial congestion. It's traditionally used in Western medicine to help support urinary tract health as well, and to reduce cystitis. It's traditionally used in South American medicine to treat joint aches and pains as well. And like I say, arthritis, okay? And I just want to share that with you. It is, again, such an important essential oil. If you have an opportunity, please take advantage of this flash sale, because again, every single home should have this in their home emergency kit, okay? In their home first aid kit. It is an absolutely key product. And with that, I am going to say thank you very much, everybody. It's been wonderful spending a little bit of time, and we will go now to Jess, right?
To me, great. I'm still trying to absorb all that information. I don't know about you, but I've learned so much just in the last 20 odd minutes that I didn't even know about. So thank you, Will. That was outstanding. So I think we need to all appreciate that if we don't have Copaiba soft gels in our cupboard right now, we know what we need to do this afternoon, because wowza. So hello. Hi everyone, nice to see you all. As you can see, I've got a beautiful set here today, so I'm feeling a little bit glam on a Friday afternoon. And I wanted to say thank you for a lot of you for joining us this afternoon. We've had a wonderful response to this second training that we've done for the Discover series. And wow, what a treat that you've all made the time to expand on your knowledge and have a bit of a play with me this afternoon as well. So thank you very much. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jess. I am the Wellness Programs Specialist here at dōTERRA. Now, I've got a little story for you. I was asked a few weeks ago to create a little bio for myself as a way of introducing myself. And it's funny because when you're forced to, I guess, self-analyze what makes you tick, or what drives you to take the actions that you do, why, in a nutshell, why am I so passionate about dōTERRA? I was really stumped. And I was lost for words, which rarely happens for me. So that shows that I don't do self-reflection very often. But nonetheless, I did in this instance, because I had to create a bio for you all. And this is what I came up with. And I thought it really resonated with where we are in this day and age and what we're looking for. So this is what I discovered. I'm passionate about empowering people to lead and live whole wellness. This is ultimately my mission statement. This is what gets me out of bed every single morning. I rarely wake up and think, I have to go to work today. It's quite the opposite. I can't wait to come into the office and learn and experience and play and be involved in such a worthwhile cause. So I, like so many of you, am a busy mum, and I'm always committed to the quest for a healthier option, for a time-saving tip or trick, a DIY recipe that's going to save me money, reduce toxic load, and ultimately minimise the impact that we have on the environment. So that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm here every day at dōTERRA. Well, I work 4 days, so I'm here 4 days a week, because I want to share with you. I want to inspire you a little and help make the art of DIY a fun activity for you to do at home. Now, today is also my birthday, so I'm a little bit extra excited that I get the fancy lights and the stage and the set here today, and I get to talk about one of my most favourite oils of all time, which is Copaiba. Now, I'm going to try and say Copaiba and not Copaiba. There was a colleague of mine who used to work in Brazil, I believe, and he always used to say to me, and Carl, I've called you out here, he used to say it's Copaiba, and it stuck. So I'm going to switch between the two. So excuse me if you think I'm speaking another language at some point. Well, if I may have the next slide, that would be great. So here we go. Great. I thought we would kick things off here, and it's almost a little bit of a follow through from what Will has so outstandingly introduced us to or explained in his slides. As we have just learnt, free radicals are constantly being formed in our bodies. Now, these are unstable atoms with an unpaired electron. So I want you to think of free radicals as these unstable molecules in search for an electron, and they're going to do everything in their power to steal it from another healthy atom. So they act like a rogue ball in a pinball machine, and they're going to damage everything in its path. Now, this can occur internally, but as well as externally. So like everything, balance is key. Your body needs to maintain a certain level of balance of free radicals and antioxidants. When free radicals outnumber those antioxidants, it can lead to a state of oxidative stress. Now, that prolonged cell stress can damage your DNA and other important molecules in your body, and sometimes it can actually even lead to cell death. Now, most of you would know that several lifestyle external factors are known to promote excessive free radical formation or oxidative stress. I want you to think of it as things of the outside world, like air pollution, smoking, alcohol, toxins, UV exposure is a big one, and bacteria and fungus. Antioxidants, on the flip side, neutralize those free radicals. They ultimately turn off the free radical and switch it off, so it's not going to then search for that electron. Now, you can find antioxidants in fresh fruit and veggies, in certain supplements like vitamin C and E, and you've probably guessed it, Copaiba essential oil. Next slide, if you will. So I am pretty excited about this flash sale, if you haven't already gathered by now. We live in a busy world, a fast-paced world, and a world that is changing quite scarily around us. So if there's a support mechanism that I can take each morning to know that it's supporting me with everything that's going on, I'm going to do it. It feels like there's a little bit of power in that bottle that we can take back a little bit of that accountability and ownership. So this is what I do from a DIY perspective. How do I incorporate the Copaiba soft gels? I put it with my lifelong vitality supplements because I'm a huge advocate for those supplements as well. And I put them in a little pill box. I have a 7-day pill box. I know it's not very glam, but it forces you to take them. I sit them next to my coffee machine because I don't go a day without having my morning coffee. And I know that I have my soft gels and my lifelong vitality pride of place in my kitchen, and I know I'm going to remember to take them. So Will has obviously covered off the amazing benefits of Copaiba soft gels and Copaiba essential oil for your internal well-being. And I'd like to expand on this today by talking about your skin health. Next slide, if you may. So we have learnt that Copaiba is rich in a sesquiterpene called beta-caryophyllene. And we now know that almost 50% of the essential oil Copaiba is BCP, or beta-caryophyllene. It's an amazing sesquiterpene that helps protect our bodies from environmental threats, amongst a whole bunch of other things. And BCP also has the ability to intercept pain receptors, like Will was explaining, and can even balance your sebum production in your skin. So beta-caryophyllene, or BCP, is a fully selective agonist of CB2 cannabinoid receptors. In other words, beta-caryophyllene activates those CB2 receptors, which we've just learned is part of the endocannabinoid system. Now, there's been recent research to indicate the critical role of the endocannabinoid system in maintaining skin balance and barrier function. And its unbalance has been implicated in a various amount of skin disorders like atopic dermatitis, itchy skin, acne, hair growth or loss, as well as hypo and hyperpigmentation. Now, CB1 receptors, like Will was saying, are generally present in abundance in the central nervous system, so the brain and the spinal cord, whereas CB2 receptors are present in your peripheral nervous system, so the nerves in your extremities, including your skin. So these receptors are involved in a variety of different functions, as you can see from the image, including skin barrier, cell growth, cell differentiation, immunological and inflammatory processes. So to sum up all of these big words that we're talking about today, topically applying Copaiba essential oil on your skin can be widely beneficial for skin conditions caused by inflammation and support antioxidant protection caused by environmental threats. So let's delve deeper into that for a little bit. Next slide, if you may. Now you may recognise the next image that comes up. This man is 69 years old. He's driven a truck for the last 28 years. And as you can see, half of his face has been exposed to UVA and UVB damage from the sun streaming in through the window of his truck. And then the other side was somewhat protected, being inside the vehicle. This is a great example of showing how UV damage alone can impact your skin. But UV protection doesn't just come from sun protection like your sunscreens, your SPF. It actually comes from antioxidants as well. So antioxidants act as that shield of armour needed to ensure free radicals can't overtake and damage, can't act as that pinball in a pinball machine going through our epidermis and causing a huge amount of havoc. Because we know that free radical damage can affect your DNA, can weaken your skin cells, and can leave you more vulnerable to certain health issues. So I want you to think, to delve deeper into yourself a little bit today, like I did with my bio, and have a think. Are you someone that is driven by the concept of a natural solution for your own health and well-being, for your skincare, to fight the signs of aging and try to stay as youthful as possible? Or are you someone who is conscious of your health and well-being and want to protect yourself from disease? Either way, antioxidants are the answer. Antioxidants are paramount for your skin's protection. So I'm very excited to share this next slide with you, because now we have, there we go. I've called it our Everyday Hero Serum. And this is our first DIY for today. Introducing this little bottle of antioxidant support. It's going to help you on a day-to-day basis to fight free radical damage to skin and ultimately protect you from the signs of aging. I'm pretty excited about this, and for you oily lovers out there, have a look at the oils I've included in this serum. They're pretty powerful and they smell really good as well. So here's your tip for your morning routine. This is what I would like you to do. Now, I am a skin esthetician from way back, so I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to washing your face. Please do me a favour and make sure that you wash your face morning and night, because those free radicals, that pollution, those nasty dirt and debris, just the general stuff that gets stuck on your face, if we don't wash it off, guess where it goes? Deep, deep, deep. And we don't want that to happen. So wash your face at night and then again in the morning. Then apply your Everyday Hero Serum. You only need 1 or 2 drops. And what I really, really like about this serum is it's quite lightweight. So it's not going to change or bleed off your makeup, so to speak. It absorbs in quite beautifully, so you've got a little bit of a glow without feeling oily. And so for those makeup lovers out there who like to put on foundation and bronzer and whatnot afterwards, this is a really nice base. You can put a moisturiser on after the serum if you like, just if you want to feel that extra hydration, but you actually don't need to. And then of course your SPF, and I'm a big advocate for making sure that whether you do the natural or the chemical version of a sunscreen, please wear a sunscreen every single day, especially for us that live in Australia. So like I said, a daily drop or 2 of this hero serum will provide your skin with the strength it needs to fight against oxidative stress. It's going to reduce cellular damage and increase your hydration, quite literally, so that you can glow. I've been trialing it the last week and I have been feeling quite glistening, which is nice considering I turned 35 today. I think I need all the help I can get. So I have made this serum in a base of raspberry seed oil. And for anyone who's not familiar with this oil, this is a real treat. This is a beautiful carrier oil. Now, it's not to be mixed up with raspberry essential oil. It is different. This has been extracted and cold pressed from the seeds. It comprises of alpha and gamma tocopherols, which in layman's terms is vitamin E. It contains carotenoids, which is vitamin A or retinol, or a derivative of that. And both are really strong antioxidants and have a myriad of skin benefits. It's rich in fatty acids like omega-3 and omega-6, and it helps hydrate and really help you glow up. And then I've also mixed it with some jojoba oil, which is just a wonderful all-rounder oil. It mimics the skin's natural barrier in terms of your lipid levels. It balances your skin, it hydrates your skin without feeling blocked or clogged. So these essential oils and these carrier oils are really great for reactional skins as well. So those that suffer from redness and inflammation like rosacea, or even those who tend to have the odd breakout, don't be afraid to use an oil. You can. But of course, anyone who has a sensitivity, always do a patch test first, please, on the inside of your wrist or on the back of your ear, just to see if you're going to be reactional or not. Now, as we know, it's so incredibly important to protect our skin from the environment. So Copaiba provides us that shield of armour to fight free radicals and diffuse that redness and irritation and inflammation that we can have on our skin. And I've deliberately chosen the rest of these essential oils with Copaiba as they're all renowned for supporting your skin as well. So lavender, super calming, soothing, and is excellent for balancing inflammation. Sandalwood improves skin elasticity. It smells delicious. It replenishes moisture levels and generally gives your skin a bit of a buoyancy effect. Rosemary is just wonderful for the skin. Not a lot of people know that you can put rosemary on your face. I know we do a lot of cooking with it, but have a go putting it in your skin serums. It hydrates. It helps to control sebum production, and it actually revives dull-looking skin. Now, if you have yarrow pom on hand as well, pop a drop and mix it together in the morning. You're just going to lift your antioxidant levels through the roof throughout the day. And trust me, you won't look like a Smurf for very long. That blue colour subsides after a few minutes. Now, I've called this serum Everyday Hero because you can quite literally rest assured that you're going to get your daily protection that you need for your skin health. So, but you can use it morning and night. Now, I was having a chat about this with one of my colleagues the other day. She asked me, could I put frankincense with it? I want to boost its efficacy. We know that Frankie does boost every other oil's efficacy. And I said, no, don't. The reason for that, certain oils have that ability to create a cellular change of sorts. And you want to make sure that you're not creating a problem that you're trying to treat. Frankincense is fantastic at replicating vitamin A and its ability to increase or modulate cellular turnover. And so you want to make sure that during the day you're supporting your skin, and at night you're able to repair any damage that might have been done. So at night time, use frankincense, a drop of it with the serum, but during the day avoid using it, Frankie. This oil or this serum is truly gorgeous, and it'll still give you the aromatic benefits every day, so it smells quite delicious to wear. Next slide, Will, if you may. So here is the recipe to make your very own Everyday Hero at home. You might have noticed as well when I picked up the bottle that I've used an old yarrow pom bottle because, hey, if we've got something at home where we can save money, save the environment, why not? And it's a nice big 30 ml bottle. So I just cleaned off the label with a bit of lemon essential oil, a bit of water and a cloth, and it took it straight off. I always put the essential oils in first, and then I added the carrier oils on top because I don't want to skimp on the essential oils in this. So I want to make sure that the bottle is filled with all the good stuff, the priority stuff. It's obviously a very cost-effective way to treat your skin, and I did a little bit of a comparison online to see what antioxidant style serums cost, and you're saving around about $200, to be honest. There are serums on the market that are in excess of $200 to $250. So this is a really great cost-effective way to treat your skin, as well as going a little bit luxe. Now, if any of you do follow one of our American leaders called Sarah Joy, whose name or handle rather is called Oil Ohana on Instagram, she had a really great tip. She used one of her empty 15 ml bottles. She cleaned it out, of course, and then she replaced the dropper and the lid with a pump bottle from her old Barrage moisturiser. And then you've got a little pump bottle and you've saved all that money. So I thought that was a really great tip. Next slide, Will, if you may. Okay, so we've got a little activity to do together. If you all may get out your fingers and do a little pinch test. And pinch, find a good part of your skin and give it a little pinch. And when you release, tell me thank you, Will, for participating. I can see you doing that. I appreciate you doing the pinch test as well. Have a feel about how your skin reacts. Does it take a while to bounce back, or is it really quick in bouncing back? This is a really great example of seeing where your hydration levels sit with your skin. Because as we age, unfortunately, beyond 25, we tend to lose a little bit of collagen each and every year. And as time goes on, we do lose that elasticity. So this is a really great way to support our skin health, give back a little bit of that buoyancy, and regain a little bit of our youth, which is quite nice. Next slide, if you may. So guys, this was me last weekend. I was a glorious mix of Julia Childs, if anyone's seen that wonderful movie, Julie and Julia, and Eugenia Doubtfire, concocting the most amazing masks to complement our Everyday Hero serum. So my husband thought I'd literally lost the plot. My kids thought this was hilarious, and I looked like I had a food fight with a toddler. But persistence prevailed, and we ended up with the most amazing, amazing mask. Next slide, please. Now, some of you may have seen on our Instagram over the past couple of days, we've been hinting, alluding to what Jess has been making at home. Here we have it, our pumpkin and papaya enzyme mask. This is outstanding. I've had a few colleagues trial this out at home, and they have been absolutely thrilled with the results. So if you picture your skin as juicy, juicy grapes, as we age, as we get exposed to toxins, environmental threats, free radicals, those juicy grapes tend to turn more into sultanas. We lose our hydration levels. So what we want to do is exfoliate off those dead, damaged skin cells to reveal fresh, healthy skin cells underneath. And that's why this mask is so important on a weekly or fortnightly basis, depending on how sensitive your skin is. The alpha hydroxy acids in pumpkin slough away. They act as pac-men, eating away your dead skin cells, so gently, of course, so that we can reveal healthier skin underneath. The papain in papaya sends messages to the deeper levels of your skin to do better. So after you do this mask, in about a week or two's time, you'll notice your skin is looking a little bit glowier, a little bit clearer, a little bit fresher. And that's because there's a lasting effect from the papain in papaya. You'll also notice after you've done this mask, now I would recommend that you do it for around about 10 to 20 minutes once a week, so it could be your Friday night ritual. You'll notice blackheads start to pop out. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit too graphic here, but I think this is outstanding because it's a natural way to purge our skin of the dirt and debris. And quite frankly, I'm a woman, I love to get in there. So I got rid of some of the nasty stuff that was stuck in my skin, and it feels clean, it feels fresh and ready to take on the week. So as a quick side note, if you are allergic to latex, I actually recommend that you don't do this mask. I know not a lot of you would have made the correlation. It wasn't until I delved deep into the rabbit hole of papaya and pumpkin that I learned this, but there are similarities between papaya and latex allergies. So if you do suffer from a latex allergy, unfortunately, I wouldn't recommend this mask, or maybe do a patch test first. The next slide will show the essential oils that we use. So Will, if you wouldn't mind just very quickly, because I know we're running short of time. We've got these beautiful essential oils. They're quite mirrored to the essential oils that I've chosen for our Everyday Hero serum. So again, we have Copaiba, rosemary, geranium, and lavender. Now, geranium promotes the appearance of clear skin by balancing the pH levels. It regulates oil production and it balances dehydration. So that's really complementary to the action that we're doing here with an exfoliation. And last slide, if we may. And here's the recipe. So of course we're going to include it in the newsletter, but feel free to take a screenshot if you would like. I know it doesn't look very appealing. I know that you're probably thinking, well, I don't like to mix my cooking with my skincare, but I guarantee you, once you put these essential oils in it, it smells so luxe and so delicious that you've completely forgotten that you pureed some pumpkin and blitzed it with an egg and some papaya. So with that, I'd like to invite a beautiful model who's standing behind the screen right now. Maddie, would you like to come and join me for just a quick second? This is Maddie, everyone. And she has been an absolute gem. Take a seat. She's been an absolute gem in honouring my request to be a model today. So this lovely woman has decided to put pumpkin and papaya enzyme mask on her face. She's had it on for roughly 20 minutes while I've been gas bagging to you guys. And I wanted to just very quickly ask, because I thought you might all be interested in knowing how it feels. So Maddie, how does it feel putting pumpkin and papaya on your face?
And it's funny that you mentioned actually earlier mixing the cooking and skincare. It's not something that I've ever really tried, putting food on my face, but you're right, it doesn't feel like I'm putting pumpkin on my face. It smells amazing. It's just got that really almost sort of like herby and woody scent to it. And it's, as soon as I put it on, I just felt relaxed.
Oh. Now, I have not worded her up. No. I said to her, I will just ask you a few questions on how you feel. So this is honest feedback right here. Now, did you feel any tingling?
I did, yes.
Right.
In my cheeks.
Fantastic. The tingle, guys, is a good thing. The tingle means that the AHAs are activating in your skin, so they're able to break away the bonds that hold your dead skin cells together, enabling that sloughing away process to happen and fresh skin to reveal itself underneath. Now remember, with any kind of chemical or physical exfoliation that we do on our skin, you want to make sure that you are protecting yourself afterwards. So after you have put on, or rather taken off your mask, and I think we're running out of time to be able to wash it off today, but what I would recommend is that you do put on an antioxidant serum post, just so that you're able to put that hydration back into your skin, support your healthy skin barrier, and because you've been able to give yourself that exfoliation, the goodies in this serum are going to be able to go deeper. And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'm going to have a celebratory birthday drink. See you later, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Thanks for our guest, Maddie, our guest model, Maddie, and always thank you, Will. This these have become some of my favorite trainings because it's the best of both worlds. It's the sweet and salty almost, right? That really fun treat that we get. So I can't thank you enough. I would be interested, pop in the chat if you've been to any of our other product trainings, whether that be our TerraZyme training or any of the other ones that we've started. I'm very interested. If you have been, please start sharing this around. We want to get as many people to these as possible because it gives us such insight into what oils we're using and what oils maybe we're not using. The bergamot mint one was also very recent, and we've seen such a fun sort of activity on social media, especially with folks using the bergamot mint. So we have had a lot of questions, lots of amazing questions. So don't worry, they will be answered. We would love for you at 12 AE time and 2 o'clock New Zealand time on Wednesday. So this Wednesday on our Instagram, we are going live and we're going to be answering some of those questions that you have to the best of our ability. So Will, you've given Will a lot of homework, right? He's going to go through all your questions and we're going to do our darndest to do that on our Instagram live. So if you don't know where that is, we'll pop it in the chat if you aren't following us on Instagram, but it's dōTERRA AUNZ if you're not following us there. So please make your way there. We will see you for our live. And again, thank you for being here. It's been such a treat to see you guys during this sort of lunch hour. And we hope to see you on Wednesday for some more training and some more updates. Thanks, guys.